Title: The Silent Warden. Chapter 1: The Arrival. It started with a house. Not just any house, but one with a history whispered in hushed tones across the town of Black Hollow. The old Whitmore estate had stood for over a century, its walls bearing witness to secrets long buried. When Alex Carter, a struggling writer, stumbled upon the listing for the estate, he saw it as an opportunity, a quiet place to work, away from the distractions of city life. But as soon as he stepped inside, he felt it. A presence, something watching him from the shadows. The air was thick, the silence too deep. The realtor, an elderly woman with tired eyes, handed him the keys without a word of warning. It wasn't until he spent his first night there that he understood why. Chapter 2: Whispers in the Walls. The house whispered. At first, it was subtle, creaks that didn't match his movements, hushed voices echoing through the hallways when he was alone. But then, the whispers grew louder. They called his name. They begged him to listen. Determined to uncover the house's secrets, Alex delved into the town's archives. He discovered that the Whitmore estate once belonged to a doctor, a man accused of conducting horrific experiments on his patients. They called him the Silent Warden. Rumors claimed his spirit never left, that he still roamed the house, seeking new subjects. Chapter 3: The Basement. Despite the growing sense of dread, Alex ventured deeper into the house, eventually finding a locked door in the basement. The key, rusted and old, turned with an eerie ease. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of decay. Chains hung from the walls, rusted instruments lying abandoned on a blood-stained table. And then he heard it, a voice, clear as day, whispering in his ear. "You shouldn't have come." Chapter 4: The Unseen. From that night on, Alex was never alone. Shadows moved where there was no light. His reflection in the mirror lingered longer than it should. Sleep became a luxury as something watched him, waiting. Desperate, he reached out to a paranormal investigator named Evelyn Roth. She arrived armed with cameras and equipment, skeptical but intrigued. The moment she stepped inside, the house reacted. The walls shuddered, the air turned ice-cold, and a deep, guttural growl echoed through the corridors. "It doesn't want us here," Evelyn whispered. Chapter 5: The Truth. As they dug deeper, they found records hidden beneath the floorboards, journals detailing the doctor's descent into madness. He believed pain could purify the soul. His patients never left. Their screams were swallowed by the walls, their spirits forever trapped. And now, the Silent Warden had found a new subject. Chapter 6: The Escape. Alex and Evelyn tried to flee, but the house wouldn't let them. The doors slammed shut, the windows sealed. The shadows took form, a twisted figure with hollow eyes and a grin too wide for any human. "Stay," it whispered. "Let me fix you." With one last desperate effort, Alex set fire to the house. Flames licked the walls, consuming the darkness. Screams filled the air as the spirits were set free. As they escaped into the night, the house collapsed in on itself, taking the Silent Warden with it. Epilogue. Weeks later, Alex published his story, but the nightmares never stopped. Sometimes, in the dead of night, he still heard the whispers. And in the last page of his book, beneath his signature, a name appeared that he didn't write. At Kanchaknapong, R6F.